CMPRadio.net, man. You already know it's your boy, Uncle P. And we are live from the Cultivating Mature Positivity Studios, man. And I have a very, very special guest in the building with me right now. And we're going to talk about all of the wonderful things that the Boys and Girls Club of Chester is doing for the city of Chester and for the young folks over at the Boys and Girls Club. I want to introduce you to Mr. Derrick T. Billups. How you doing, sir?
Good, Uncle P. How you doing, sir?
Oh, man, no complaints. No complaints, good brother. So we're here right now to talk about the Boys and Girls Club of Chester, Pennsylvania. And you are its, I called you an executive director. You corrected me. I apologize, right? You said you are its CEO, right? And I know what a CEO does, but let's talk about what your job entails at the Boys and Girls Club.
Well, I would assume the number one responsibility of the CEO is to make sure that all operations of the club is moving in the correct direction. And so with the great staff that I have, I mean, obviously nothing is done without the great staff. And so one of my responsibilities is to pull that staff together, make us work in a cohesive way, make sure that the culture is where it needs to be, and then make sure, obviously, part of it too, a number one part of it, or a big part of it, is to fundraise. Right. To make sure we have the kind of funding that's necessary so that the staff can do their jobs. And of course, ultimately, the number one thing is to make sure our youth have a great time, they learn things, they have fun, and they just engage and involved. So that's what the CEO does, just pulls people together, raise funds, and then ultimately make sure that the youth of Chester have an awesome time when they attend the Boys and Girls Club of Chester.
Now, you have been the CEO of the Boys and Girls Club for how long now?
February the 1st was my third year.
Third year.
So, great decision I made. Right. Great decision.
So, I want to ask you this. What do you consider the most impactful achievements of the Boys and Girls Club under your leadership?
Well, that's a hard question. It's a great question, but it's a hard question. And if I want to say that the most impactful thing is that our kids, our youth, continue to come. The Boys and Girls Club of Chester has been around for over 90 years. So this is not something I started. Obviously, most people from Chester know Mr. Carter, and,
yes, sir.
Janet Fort Riley, just Mr. Larry Yarbury. I mean, these people were the CEOs or the executive directors prior to me. Right. So all the great work that they've done, all I've done is just come behind them, continue to do the things they were doing in the past. And of course, we add things. Every new generation or every executive director or CEO comes in and they add new things, a different spin, obviously to make it better. And that's all I'm doing is just doing things to add to what they've already done, right, and then just adding to it and hopefully make it better. And make it better, obviously, for the youth, because that's what it's all about, ultimately just about the youth.
Right. The Boys and Girls Club plays a crucial role in supporting youth. What are some of the biggest challenges the youth in Chester are facing today? And how is the organization addressing these challenges?
Well, I think the challenge for all youth, not just the youth of Chester, and sometimes I think we get it confused as if I know we're in Chester, we care about Chester, and sometimes we believe, even though I'm not from Chester, we believe Chester is on an island. Well, youth all across this country, all across the world are fighting against things. They're fighting against mental health, drugs, all of those kind of things, gun violence. All of our kids are fighting against that. And what we do, we're a safe haven. The Boys and Girls Club of Chester is a safe haven. And all we want to do is continue to serve the youth, provide the kind of resources that they need, whether it's educational, whether it's engagement, whether it's recreational, whether it's things like STEM and gardening. I mean, some of the things we do, I mean, we just continue every single day, arts and crafts, scuba, tennis, golf, gaming. I mean, you add all those things, all that is an opportunity to bring the kids together, bring the youth together, and then let them engage and let them find out and see that there are more things to do. But again, it's not just the youth of Chester. It's youth all across this country, all across this world. They're all engaging and involving and unfortunately a part of things that they shouldn't be. Mm-hmm. And that's all we're trying to do. And we don't try. That's all we do. Right. We believe trying allows us to fail with honor. Mm. All we're doing is every single day, the staff comes to work, some full-time, some part-time, and just everything they do is their heart, their motive is pure, and what they want to do is serve our youth. And that's what we do at the Boys and Girls Club of Chester. And for what I understand, that's been happening for over 90 years.
Right. So looking forward, what are some of the goals and initiatives you are most excited about implementing at the Boys and Girls Club of Chester?
Well, I think when you're saying implementing,
Right.
we do something every day, all day. And for me, the key is continually providing quality services and programs for the youth of the Boys and Girls Club of Chester. And what I mean by that, maybe I can't get as specific as you like, but we provide all kinds of programs every single day.
Right.
And for me to look forward or to move in that direction is to continue to provide the funding so we can continue to do that day in and day out. Somebody asked me, how do I measure it? How do I measure success at the Boys and Girls Club? And the way I measure success is that the kids come every day.
Right.
When the kids continue to come day in and day out, week in and week out, month in and month out, year in and year out, that tells me that we're doing something right because there are other places and other things they could be doing. We can't service all the kids in Chester. We can't do it. We don't have the facilities, we don't have the time, we don't have the staff, we don't have the money, we don't have the resources, we don't have any of those things. But what we do is we serve the youth that we serve. But another thing, Uncle P, what we want to do is we want to be a part of this community.
Absolutely.
We want people to come in. We have churches rent from us. We have adult league basketball. We have the AKAs. We have sororities and fraternities coming in and utilizing the facilities. We have organizations renting the building during the daytime. We have people coming in, working in our weight room. So what we want to do is be a community organization. And that's what we are, a community organization. Yes. Our main purpose and our main focus is to service the youth. That's what we do. We are a youth organization. But we also want to be a community organization. We want the community of Chester to know that the Boys and Girls Club of Chester is here for them and we service them. And I think we're doing a great job of that. We can do better. We can do more. That's why I don't let perfect get in the way of good. We're doing a good job and we're going to do better. And we can continue to make sure that the people in the community of Chester understands exactly what we're doing, who we are, and we're here for you. So I'm excited about that's the future. What we're doing for our kids, what we're doing for our community, that's our future. Continue to service the youth and continue to service the community of Chester.
Right. So we have, the different programs that you have. You have a gaming program at the Boys and Girls Club where the kids can sit there. I seen on the post, it said they can design, they're learning how to design games or what are they doing in this gaming program?
Well, I'm not a gamer, so Uncle P, I don't get me in line, but I'm not a gamer, but we have staff there, and we have the PS4s and the PS5s, we have all that stuff in there, the computers, iPads, everything that they need. We're working on a podcast. So, and from your help, obviously, you've been willing to help us with that and teach us how to do it properly. So we're working on that. But the gaming, obviously, we all know the gaming is huge. And kids, maybe they're spending too much time, I don't know. But maybe, I don't have any little kids anymore, but maybe they're spending too much time on it. But it's something that interests them. And anything you can do, you can make it a positive.
Yes, you can.
And so that's what we want to do. Even if they're going to game, then we're going to turn that gaming into a positive. They're going to do it anyway. Okay. So we want to turn that gaming into a positive. And you talk about the program there. I did talk about earlier golfing and tennis and our gardening program, arts and crafts. And we're working with organizations now and companies to help us work on how to create murals and do those kind of things. So we're always working on that. I mean, how to do hair, cosmetology, how to better take care of everyone, take care of yourselves. So we're working on everything. I mean, we're not perfect here, and we're evolving every single day. We're evolving and helping our youth understand that there are options. There are more options, and that's what we want to do is to make sure they know that they have options. And our programs, they change every 6 weeks because we don't want it to get stale. We don't want our kids to get stale with it. So we change, we add new stuff. And if they say, hey, listen, we want to keep doing this. We want to keep playing tennis. Then we'll keep playing tennis. We still want cosmetology. We'll bring that back. We still want gaming. We'll do that. We want computer programming. We'll do that. I mean, we have computers all around the building. Kids come right in. They sit down. They get on the computer. They work on the computer. We have those Chromebooks. We have about 30 Chromebooks. They can pull that out and work on it. We have laptops. So we have enough resources for the kids to come in and do a lot of what they want to do. And so, but we want to make sure that it's what they want to do. Now, they don't control it, but we want to make sure that they're doing the things that they want to do because then they're engaged, then they're involved, And like I just said earlier, then they come back. And we want them to come back. We need them to come back. It's important for them to come back. It's vital for them to be there.
Absolutely. So earlier you were talking about the partnerships and community involvement. I just want to know, how often these are the keys to success of a nonprofit organization. You know that, right? It's hard to do anything by yourself, but it's easier when you combine efforts with other nonprofits. How is that working out for you? How does the Boys and Girls Club of Chester collaborate with other organizations, schools, and community groups?
Well, we're blessed because we collaborate with almost all nonprofits here within the city.
Right.
Everything from City Hall to the school district to you, Uncle P, CMP Radio, Making a Change, Chester Community Coalition, FOP, the police department, charter schools. You name it, we probably have some kind of relationship with some of the nonprofits here in the community, and that's what makes us strong. Right. That's what makes them strong. By them getting involved with other community organizations, by us doing work with other community organizations, that's what makes us all strong. None of us are in a position to be able to work with every kid just because that's who we are.
Right.
Our organizations can't. None of us have the resources. But if we pull our resources together, that makes us stronger as a team.
Absolutely.
And that's what we do. And we work strongly with the Chester Upper School District, the police department, City Hall. When we do our tennis program during the summertime, we're either at the school, we're at Memorial Park, we're at Chester Park. So we're building an alliance around all of these community organizations that I think make us stronger. Not make us stronger just for ourselves, but make us stronger for the youth that we serve. And the youth that if those organizations don't have a place for those kids to come, they can come to the Boys and Girls Club of Chester. Right. We've been working with the Tripley Foundation. Mm-hmm. They come in on Wednesdays and have soccer, and they've been doing it for 3 or 4 months. We work with them because why? If they don't have a place when it gets cold, they come into the Boys and Girls Club of Chester. We don't charge them anything during that time. They're a nonprofit organization. They needed a space. They needed support. They needed help, so we work with them. Got an opportunity to meet Miss Tripley, Miss Pat Tripley, been a friend of hers for over the past couple years, so why not help her? And that's what the Missing Plug organization, bringing them in. They play basketball, a bunch of youth. They got 40, 50 youth come in with them on Thursday nights and play.
Right.
We don't charge them anything. What we do is we work with them in their Machi program, get them to become members of the Boys and Girls Club of Chester, and then when they do that, then that allows them to come into the club. So again, the partnership is vital. It's key to the success of all of the organizations here in Chester. And so that's what we continue to do. And I probably didn't name all the organizations that we work with, but again, it's vital to our success.
Absolutely. Now, how can members of the community, including individuals and businesses, best support the Boys and Girls Club of Chester, Pennsylvania in its mission?
Well, we always like to have volunteers, okay?
Right.
So that's one way. We always like to have volunteers. And it's important, even if parents come, your kids come there. If you trust us with your kids, then you can come in, you can see what's going on. A lot of times we don't like to have too many parents or too many people come during the program hour because you need to get your clearances. Most people are still working during that time. But there are a lot of things you can come and help us with. You can do during our administrative hours, which is from 10 to 3. You can come in and support that. And if you like to work with kids, everybody doesn't like to work with kids. Okay, let's just be real. Everyone doesn't like to work with kids. And our kids come in ready. Right. They come from school. They've all been in school. And mind you, just about every school in the city of Chester, we have kids. Even if it's one kid, come to the Boys and Girls Club of Chester. So, when they come in, they've been in an educational environment for 6-7 hours. When they come to the Boys and Girls Club,
they're ready to rock.
Yeah, they're ready to rock. That's right. They're ready to engage. They're ready to do some other things other than just academics. Now, of course, we help them with their homework. Okay, we attempt to get that out the way first, and then we have all our other programs. And I don't want to be redundant, but we have all our other programs, and then we move and shake. Absolutely. So if you want to help us, obviously you can always donate and support financially because nothing happens without those dollars. And the money, then the mission, then the money, all of those things work hand in hand. And so the reality of the matter is we need all that. We need support from your body. We need support from your pocket. We need some of your support by telling other people about the Boys and Girls Club of Chester. Anything you can do helps us continue our mission, helps us continue to move the organization forward and doing the right things. And again, providing quality services and programs, not only just for the youth of Chester, but for the community of Chester.
Okay, awesome. So we have a big celebration coming up in April. Can you tell us more about the upcoming annual celebration dinner that will be taking place in April for the Boys and Girls Club of Chester? What is the vision and primary goal for this event?
Well, part of the vision, and I'll tell you this, it's our annual celebration dinner. It's a fundraiser. That's a fundraiser, and it's on Saturday, April the 20th from 5 to 9 p.m. at the Boys and Girls Club of Chester. Part of the vision, having it at the Boys and Girls Club of Chester, was to get people. We have a lot of donors. We have a lot of people that support us that have never been to the Boys and Girls Club of Chester. Right. So the key was to get them in the building. And when they come into the building, they see what we're doing, and they see the things we're doing, they see the things that we need, and they see our vision. And a lot of times when people give, they like to see what they're giving to. Yes, I mean, they may see it on, they see it on Facebook, on social media, flyers, but they want to, when they come into that building, they really get to feel it's tangible, and they see where their dollars are going. They see where their support is going. So that was the vision of having it at the Boys and Girls Club of Chester. We're proud of what we're doing. We're proud of that building. We're proud of what it means. We're proud of what it represents here in the city of Chester. So the reality of the matter is, I personally wanted people to come to the Boys and Girls Club of Chester. I wanted them to see that building. I wanted them to see what it is we're doing. I also wanted them to see some of the help we need. Okay, because I said earlier, we're not perfect. We don't have everything. So there are things we need. And it's a lot easier to have people come in and see it, again, being tangible, to say, hey, yeah, they do need more chairs. Yeah, they do need another desk. Yeah, they do need bleachers. Yeah, they need new baskets. Yeah, the floor needs to be shined. Yeah, they need a new carpet. But when they see that, as opposed to having it on a video and all those kind of things, they come, they're walking on it, they see it, and then bam, they tend to support a little more. So we're excited about having our annual celebration dinner. It's a great time. We had a great time last year. Uncle P, I think you were there.
Yes, I was.
Yeah, so we had an awesome time. We had live music from Mr. Gordy and Vision 21, DJ Gordy. He DJ'd at the end during our dinner time, but his band Vision 21 was there. They were awesome.
And they'll be back this year.
They'll be back this year. Our host is Chester's own Drake Clark, News Nation's national correspondent. So he'll be there being our host. Then we have some keynote speakers, Judge T. New Moss, Delaware County's Common Pleas Judge, and then Mr. Logan S. Herring from the WBK group from Delaware. Awesome young man. So I think that you'll get to see him and hear from him, and they'll talk about the why and the how. Why it's important for people to come and support the Boys and Girls Club, and how you can do it, and how, after kids and organizations support us, how that benefits the youth in the city of Chester. So it's going to be an awesome time. We have some awards, and Uncle P and CMP Radio will start to push out some of our honorees. We have quite a few honorees coming that we're honoring for this dinner, and so we're excited about that too. A lot of them, obviously, you will know. A lot of them, and not all of them, are from Chester. People that serve this community and been serving this community for years and years, and we want to honor them. Of course, we can't honor everyone, but we're going to honor a few, and then each year we'll continue to honor people. We have our golf tournament. We'll honor some there. But we're excited about not only the people that are coming as keynote speakers and our hosts and our band, but the people that we're honoring. And that's what it's about. Those folks that we're honoring and the youth that we're ultimately serving, not only today, but for hopefully for a long, long time.
Absolutely. So can you share how the funds raised from the annual celebration dinner will be utilized within the Boys and Girls program?
Well, this year's theme is Summer Around the World. So our annual celebration dinner, we connected to a theme each year. And this year is Summer Around the World. Our summer camp is coming up. It begins Monday, June the 24th, and goes through Friday, August the 9th. And so it's Summer Around the World. And the whole concept here is to get our youth to think outside the box and to understand there are other cultures out here, not just our cultures, but there are other cultures, and we want to expose them to that. And a lot of those cultures are right here. They don't have to leave the United States to experience those cultures. So what we want to do is make sure that they experience those cultures. That's why we call it Summer Around the World. We're going to take them on trips. We're going to have speakers, food, and at the end of the summer, they're going to be broken down into groups. And at the end of the summer, they're going to do a display and do something real nice to show what they've learned about the cultures that they've been chosen to select and to represent. And so we're excited about it because, again, it allows our youth to think outside the box. Heck, it allows our staff to think outside the box. Some of us are not as adverse as we should be, and so we want to make sure that it's a learning experience for all of us. But not only learning, but they're going to have fun. They're going to enjoy it. Again, like I said, we're going to go to museums to see some things. We're going to have movies. We're going to have some speakers come in. We're going to eat the food. So, I mean, we're just going to do some things that I think that's going to surprise not only the youth, but it's going to surprise some of our staff as well. So we're excited about that. And then part of it is that, we're going to make sure, and hopefully that our donors and our supporters help us to make sure this happens. Summer camp, Uncle P, summer camp is one of our biggest expenses because we don't charge a lot. Now, it may appear as if we're charging a lot, but if you have youth and you're sending them to camps, to the YMCA, to some other places, it's relatively expensive. And so what we do is we charge a minimum fee. And when I say minimum, I'm saying a one-time fee. And it may be expensive to others, but we have scholarships, so you'll be able to reach out to us. But what we do is we charge $575 a year, or for the 7 weeks. So that's a 7-week program from 9 to 6. Okay, free lunch, free breakfast, and snacks. So that's 7 weeks, $575. Also, it allows you to be a member from September to June for our after-school program. So with that, for that 7 weeks, for that $575, what happens, Uncle P, that equals to about $75 a week, $15 a day, and $1.25 an hour. So that's how it adds up. So it looks like $1.25 an hour, $15 a day, $75 a week, and $575 for the 7 weeks. Right. So that's how I break it down. So when you break it down like that, it's not that expensive. Again, you get free food, free lunch, snacks, breakfast. All the trips are free. And we take them to all kinds of places. We take them to D.C., New York. Obviously, the regular, we take them swimming every day or at least 3 or 4 times a week. We take them all over. We do all the things. We don't charge them. We give them T-shirts. There's no extra fee. We give them that. That's what we do. And we're excited about that because that's what we do for our youth. And so part of the annual celebration dinner is to help to support that. And then we're going to put new murals up in the building, inside the building, new signs outside the building. So we're just going to be doing some things to sprucing up the inside of the building and outside the building, the facility itself. It's been there since, I think 2010. I know 2010. So we want to continue to improve, and we want to make sure that when people walk into the Boys and Girls Club of Chester, they're proud. Even if you're not from Chester, but if you're from Chester, I know a lot of people. I've met a lot of people in my 3 years here that went to the old Boys and Girls Club, come here now, and we just want to continue that tradition, continually serving the youth in the community of Chester. And I'm gonna be honest with you, Uncle P, as a CEO, I'm proud of what we're doing. Right. I'm proud of the people that I work with. I'm proud of the staff. Like I said, they're mission-driven. Their motive is pure. They want to help, and we're starting to hire more and more people that grew up in the Boys and Girls Club of Chester.
You have to bring them.
You have to bring them back. Right. Oh, and then during the summertime, Uncle P, a lot of our kids, so we only go from ages 6 to 15. Right. Well, kids 16, 17, 18, and some of our college youth, they come back and they work. Right. So we offer work opportunities for our youth, and so it's an all-around program that not only we're helping the youth that go to our camp, but we're also providing meaningful employment to some of the youth that are in high school, get ready to graduate, or in college.
Man, listen. For those interested in attending or supporting the gala, how can they get involved or contribute?
Well, if you go to our website, I know you're not supposed to say it, but www, I think people start telling me stop saying www. Right. But www.boysgirlsclubchester.com. Go right on there, and you can see everything. Everything to the annual dinner, the donations, our programming, our summer camp applications, our rental applications. If you want to volunteer, those things, the application is online as well. You can call us. It's area code 610-874-1237. That's our phone number. You can call us, talk to our staff. They'll help you through it. If for some reason when you want to fill out an application, whether it be summer, after school, or volunteer, if for some reason either you don't have a computer or you're having trouble, call us, come in. We have all these computers. We'll sit you down, let you complete the application there. If that's not, a viable option for you, then what we'll do is we'll give you an application. And we're getting away from the manual applications. I'm going to tell you that. We don't have a lot of manual applications around, so we're attempting to do is not do as much of that. But if you need the help with that, then we'll help you and all that kind of stuff. So again, even with and then I go back to the annual celebration, there's sponsorships available. Those of you want to sponsor, those of you want to, there's $1,000, $2,500, $5,000. I know that's, a lot for some people, but if you have an organization, a company, a business, and you want to sponsor and you want to be a part of this annual celebration, be a sponsor. Come on and support us. You get free tickets. You'll get, dinners. You get your brand shown on our social media, our media book, all of that, our advertising. All of those things, we'll be involved in if you decide to be a sponsor. Also, we have an awesome banner program. Awesome banner program. So if you want to get involved in our banner program, let me know. It's $500 a year. You have your banner up in the gym, and if you've ever been in the Boys and Girls Club, if you come to our gym, you will see we have almost 100 or so banners all around the building. It's an awesome way to market your brand. We put it all on our website. We highlight it on a monthly basis. Those some of our sponsors that are part of our banner program. And so just be a part. I mean, in any donation, and Uncle P, if you let me say this, any donation we take, we support. If volunteers and any donation helps what we're doing, helps our mission, and helps us continue to move this organization forward.
Absolutely. Every year I try to give back as much as I possibly can afford, and I always give my donation to the Boys and Girls Club. So I have a banner, so you can get a banner. It's not, you don't have to be a big $1 trillion company, right? If you have a small business in the city of Chester, right, you should be trying to give back to the children. The children are our future, right? And if we're not pouring into them, what are we pouring into? Right, I get it. We don't really trust adults. I get it. It's hard for us to trust people that wear suits. I get that. It's hard for us to trust people that hang out with the clear people. I get that. Right, but we have to trust each other. Understand what we're giving to our children. And I think the Boys and Girls Club of Chester, PA, does a great job at utilizing the resources that they have and giving them to our children. So let's support the Boys and Girls Club of Chester, Pennsylvania. Let's not ask questions. Let's not wonder why. Let's just support. Let's just support. Summer camp. You said summer camp. This annual celebration dinner is to support summer camp going down, right? We talked about how much that was. What all can people expect if they were to sign their kid? I think you talked about that too, right?
Yeah, but I'll continue to.
Right.
The summer camp is all about summer camp. Listen, if you're an adult, we've all been to some summer camp, some kind of summer camp at some point in our lives. Right? So we know. I mean, again, we do sports. I talked about tennis, and I talked about golf. We do swimming 3 to 4 times a week. We use the swimming pool at Memorial Park. We go to Swarthmore. We do scuba. We take them on trips. Once a week, our kids go on trips. We're doing arts and crafts. I mean, we're doing gaming. I mean, the sports is heavy. Obviously, the sports is real heavy. So, I mean, we're just doing summer camp, okay? And I don't want to get into it, but we're doing summer camp. And what we all know what summer camp is about. And what I can tell you is this. When at the end of the day, when I'm out in the back and the parents are picking these kids up, and I'm out at the back sometimes at dismissal because I want to hear what the parents have to say. I want to hear what the kids saying. And I'm asking them, did you have a great time today? Yes, I did. And they want to come back. And when we have to fight and turn some kids away and some families away when it comes time to signing up for the summer camp, then we know we're doing a good job. And, I mean, we talk about that fee, but we also allow people to start to pay now. So if you want to sign up and you want your kid or kids to come to the summer camp, you can go now to our website, sign up. It's a $100 deposit, and you can spend the next 3-4 months paying on it. So you don't have to, attempt to do it all at one time. If you want to, that's on you, but you don't have to do that. What you can do is you can start paying on it now. And if you have multiple kids, more than one kid, there is a $100 discount for each kid. So it's not the same price for every kid. We give scholarships. So if you have some issues, come talk to me. We'll get some information from you, and we'll attempt to work with you to make it happen for you and your kids, particularly if you're members now, because we want to service the kids that are coming to us and that's supporting us right now. So we initially look at those kids first, and then move from there. Now, if for some reason you don't live in Chester, but you work in Chester, or if you just have want to bring your kids to Chester to the camp, you can do that. They don't have to be Chester residents. They do not have to be Chester residents, because we have kids that have come to the camp whose parents work in Chester, but they don't live in Chester. And they drop their kids off in the morning, go to work, and when they get off at work, they come pick their kids up. And we have a good number of parents that do that. And they do that because of the cost, and they do that because of the programs and the services that we provide. Because sometimes cost is not an issue. If your kids are not having a great time, you really don't care what it costs. You want your kids to be somewhere where it's safe, where you feel comfortable, and they're having a good time. That's what matters. And that's our number one goal, to make sure your kids are safe and then they have a good time. If we do those two things, then we've done our job. Your kids are safe and they're having a great time. And since I've been there, and I know prior to me coming there, that's been happening. And again, I said this earlier, we're not perfect, but we continue to work on improving what we're doing, making it better, making it easier for parents, for the kids, and all those kind of things. And so that's what we want to do. That's what we're doing. And that's what the annual celebration dinner is there to support us. And then those of you that have been there to the camp before, and if you're listening, if you're on here, let everyone know what you've been doing and how much fun your kids have been having. And again, we're not perfect. Do we have issues? Absolutely.
Everybody
Do
does.
some things don't go right? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So again, if you've been to camps before and when you were kids and your kids, you know it's not perfect. But we're right there with your kids. We're right there supporting your kids. We're right there giving them the love and support that they need. And we're right there to address and attack any issues. And so you know that if you've been there. And if you don't, you'll find that out when you bring your kids to the Boys and Girls Club or Chester Summer Camp.
Yes, you will. So we got the annual dinner, right? The annual celebration dinner. We got summer camp. And after summer camp, we're going golfing.
We're going golfing.
I'm going golfing this year.
I'm going golfing this year, Our golfing is something that's been, our golf tournament has been a great hit, and that's at the end of this, the last Monday in September, and it's been the last Monday in September every year at Deerfield Golf Club. That's in Delaware, but it's been an awesome, awesome event for us, and obviously, Uncle P, you've been there a couple of times.
Yes, we have.
Your foundation has been there, interviewing people and all that good stuff, and so we just been having a good time. But I'm going to tell you this, Uncle P, you and I talked about sometime in August, we're going to have Battle of the DJs at the Boys and Girls Club. So we're going to get some DJs in and have some music, and we're going to work to close off the street and have some food, have a nice little DJ picnic out there.
Titus, DJ Darrell.
Yeah, just have some DJs there, and there's going to be no cost, and we're just going to come in and enjoy yourself. And then we're also sometime in June, and I'll get that to Uncle P and CMP Radio Foundation. We'll get that to them so that we're going to have what we call a business pop-up sometime in June, so we can have a lot of these small businesses and businesses here in Chester in the area that want to highlight their businesses and sell their products and books and all that great stuff. We're going to do that at the Boys and Girls Club of Chester again, so that people can come in and we can support our folks. So that's what we're going to do, and we're going to continue. Like I said, we're going to continue to service the community. Yes, the Boys and Girls Club of Chester is a youth organization, but when we support the adults who bring the kids, the adults support our youth. And so what we want to do is we want to support our adults as well. And that's what we want to do. We want to let you know that we love you too. We're here to support you as well. There's a venue, there's resources here at the Boys and Girls Club of Chester for you as well. And so as long as you come, you respect who we are, respect what we do, and understand it's about our youth. Probably you went to the Boys and Girls Club of Chester, or your brother, or your sister, or your uncle, or your aunt, or your parents went to the Boys and Girls Club of Chester. If not the one on East 7th Street, to the other one, the older one. And so we know that some of you have been there and done that and supported that. And, things are changing. And yes, there's a small fee to come to the Boys and Girls Club of Chester on the after-school program, and there's a small fee to summer. Of course it is. But we know everything changes. There's a cost factor in everything for staffing, for electric and insurance, and these programmers and contractors. All of this costs. All of this costs. And it's my responsibility, my number one responsibility, and then part of my staff and the board to raise those funds in order to make the program and the organization run. So I just want you to know, and I want everyone to know that there is a small cost. And we've heard it sometime about, things being free and not being free. But the reality of the matter is what we have to do in order to make these programs happen cost us a lot of money because we bring in contractors to help us provide programming. We have to hire part-time staff and full-time staff. We have to pay insurance. We have to pay electric bill. We have to pay water bill. We have to pay security. We have to pay people to clean the building. We have to pay all of those things. So it's important and vital that everybody understand that. And I'm not just saying it so you can feel sorry or anything, but I want you to know the things that we do and things like the annual celebration dinner, the golf tournament, those things are designed to fundraise so we can keep the costs down and we can continue to have the kind of services and programs for our youth that everyone desires and our youth deserve.
Absolutely. No, I love the Boys and Girls Club. I love your staff, right? Very inviting, very welcoming. I thank you. We just met 3 years ago. I feel like I've known you my whole life, right? You're a very you're an open man. When we have conversations, you let me know. You let me know straight from the gate when you got here. You're like, Pete, man, we might be giving you too much money, man. CMP, we got to come back and renegotiate. And for me, just being involved with the Boys and Girls Club, being able to offer myself to the Boys and Girls Club, right, as either a podcast professional or just as a big brother, right, to the kids, man, just to talk to them, man, is important for me. So I thank you for everything that you're doing for the children, for the youth of the city of Chester. And however I can support, you already know I'm down. I'm not putting on no black. I can't do that anymore, right? Put no mask on. But if you need somebody, you got me, brother. I appreciate you, man. I want to thank Mr. Derrick T. Billups, the CEO of the Boys and Girls Club of Chester, Pennsylvania, for stopping through and talking to us about the Boys and Girls Club. Is there anything else you got to say before you roll out of here?
Only thing I want to say is thank you, sir. Thanks, CMP Radio Foundation. Thank you for all your support. And then everybody, if you want to reach out to us, phone number is area code 610-874-1237. Website is www.boysgirlsclubchester.com. Go to all our social media tags. Again, Boys, Girls Club, Chester. Reach out to us, support us, come to our annual dinner, come to our golf tournament, support us any way you come, or just come down to the Boys and Girls Club of Chester at 201 East 7th Street, Chester, PA 19013. Come say hello to us, and if you want to be a volunteer, let us know. Love y'all. Thank you, and see you soon.
No doubt. Man, listen, that was a great interview with Mr. Derrick T. Billups, man, from the Boys and Girls Club of Chester, Pennsylvania. Listen, they got their annual celebration dinner, man. Make sure you grab tickets, right? They got summer camp, summer around the world, right? We got excellent speakers speaking, people that have accomplished something and that know what it's like to be a kid where someone pours into their cup. We want to make sure we grab tickets. We want to make sure we support. We want to make sure we donate some money, right? Like I said, $1 from everybody in the city will give them $30,000, right? But however we can make this happen. Are you participating in Delco Gives Day?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, sir. We're absolutely Delco Gives Day. Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Right. And we want to make sure we support these things, man. Shout out to the band. The band had it rocking last time, man. Vision 21, they did their thing without a doubt, right? If you have a big business, man, and you want to sponsor, we're talking about presenting sponsor. You get to present the awards and the honorees. You need to give them their gifts, $20,000, platinum $10,000. When I first saw this, I said, "Oh man, I need to be giving. I need to be putting some sponsorship packages like this together for the radio station." But no, like the radio station doesn't really need all that money, right? But we do need it because we're trying to get a building. But no, right? We want to support what's working currently for the youth of the city of Chester. Also, you got an event, you want to do something, plan your event at the Boys and Girls Club, man. Booking includes classrooms, computer lab, gymnasium, computer room, community room, tables, seating, the kitchen access available upon request. Nonprofits, you can receive a discount, right? As long as you can show proof of your 501c3 status, man. Listen, we want to support those that support us. The entities in the community that take care of our kids, right? That's what we should be supporting. So let's come together. Let's support the Boys and Girls Club. Let's make sure we get some tickets. If we can't get no tickets, man, get a banner, $600, right? You can listen. I'll do this, right? 3 months. Here you go. You keep that. Put me up there. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that, man. But I appreciate Mr. Billups for stopping through, man. Listen, great dude, man. Great dude. It's cmpradio.net. This was the Cultivating Mature Positivity podcast, right? Where we talk about things that are moving us forward in life, right? And we're not talking about what happened yesterday. We're talking about what can happen today and tomorrow, man. It's cmpradio.net, man. It's your boy, Uncle P. Peace. Be safe, bro.